Hello and welcome to Coaster Sean. We're here today at the Alton Towers Resort. One of our subscribers recently asked us for feedback on all the roller coasters at Alton Towers. So today we're going to get around all 10 hopefully. It is a midweek day, so usually the park is quiet, but it is school trip season, I'm afraid. I've been past the coach park this morning. There's already 10 to 15 coaches on the coach park, so it could potentially be busy. Weather today, I don't know if you can hear it, is quite windy. It's a lot cooler than it has been, so I've got my hoodie on. One ride I won't be riding today is the corkscrew behind me. As you can see, it's just a monument. Right, without further ado, let's get on side and see if we can get on some rides. As you can see, it's already, it's 8:30 in the morning, it's already busy. I've already had to rethink my routes 3 times in the car on the way here. I'm going to start with Wicker Man, I think. Wicker Man is one of the, it's non-inverting, so there's no loops or anything like that on the Wicker Man. It is a wooden coaster. But the queues do get quite large on that, and what I'm thinking is if I get to that early and get it done, then that's one done, because I could potentially be spending a lot of time in queues today. But I'll do my best to get around all 10 and give you feedback on what they're all like. Well, I'm in the park nice and early. The good news is I'm going to be at the front of the Wicker Man queue, so that'll be one hopefully done by about 10:10. I'll be through. If you like what you see today, could you help me and help the channel grow by liking and subscribe? That'd be muchly appreciated. Right. Onto the Wicker Man. The time's 10:10. I'm still just waiting outside of the queue line, waiting for Wicker Man to open. I'm at the very front of the queue line, so like I say, I'm hoping to get this one done by 10:10, and then I'll do a bit on the ride. Wicker Man went in 2018. It is a GCI wooden coaster. A great ride. You see the theming's great, Big Bob there. Obviously the story of the Wicker Man. No inversions on this one, so there's no loops, anything like that, no secret elements. It is what you see. I describe it as a very fast, out of control, wild coaster. Some great speed. Designed to make it feel faster than it is. The cars are really small, really low down to the ground. The speeds of just over 40 miles an hour. When you're on it, it feels much faster. First in the queue. Never seen the pre-show look like this. Well, it's 10:10. I've just done my front row ride of Wicker Man. Like I say, I was on the front row because I was the first in the queue. The Wicker Man, the full experience, I'd say scare rating, I'd probably give it an 8. Definitely if you're on the back row. If you're on the back row, it is much faster than when you're on the front row like I was today. So the Wicker Man, starting from the start, there is a pre-show. If you're scared of enclosed spaces, the dark or loud noises, the pre-show is probably not for you. If you speak to a member of staff, they will move you through the pre-show without you having to stay in there. So there is a pre-show, then you go onto the roller coaster. Obviously the theming's brilliant all the way throughout, all the way through the queue. The theming's really good. As you can see behind me, Big Bob. So you go onto the ride. It's no inversions, no loops. Just I describe it as a real fast, out of control feeling, wild coaster. The cars are really small, low to the ground, makes it feel really fast. 2 to a row, so there's only you and a partner next to each other. If you want an intense ride, then I'd recommend go to the back of the car. If you ask a member of staff, they usually let you wait till the next ride and go at the back. I was at the very front today, it was much slower. At the end of the ride, you do get to come through the shop, which is just behind me. I'm not going to show the shop in the video today. I've done that on previous vlogs. But yeah, the shop's all the Wicker Man themed things, clothing, bags and anything you could think of really. So that's the Wicker Man. So overall I'd give it an 8 for scare rating, and theming I'd also give a solid 8 as well. All the surrounding area, queue line, shop, all themed really well. And that's the Wicker Man. Right now, I just spoke to Cody, who is one of the ride operators, asset to the park, real nice guy. He said they are expected to be really busy today. I mean, obviously I knew, like I said earlier, that I've seen the coach definitely, but no, Cody said they have been warned it's going to be really busy. So next I'm going to go down to the Dark Forest and we'll see how we get on with 13 and Rita. Let's get down to the Dark Forest. I need to get moving. I'm going to get these 10 coasters in. So far we've done Wicker Man. I'm now going across the park and going to the Dark Forest. The Dark Forest is home to 2 coasters. It has Rita and it has 13. Rita was known as the Rita Queen of Speed till a few years ago. It's dropped its Queen of Speed now, it's just known as Rita. So we'll get down there and see what the queues are, like I say, before it gets too busy. So we're going into Dark Forest now. By complete fluke, it feels a lot quieter up here now. There was no master plan behind it. I just obviously wanted to do Wicker Man first because that's known for its queues. It's normal to see Wicker Man on a busy day at 80 to 80, 100 minutes. So we've got that through that, and then Rita. Oh, it looks as though it's down actually. Rita's down. So I'll just go down to 13. I'll have a look on the app. While I'm down here, Rita is down. So Rita's having some downtime at the moment, which is obviously a spanner in the works. But like I said, that's all part of the fun. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 13 while we're down here. 13's at 20 minutes. So I'm hoping to get that done. And after about 20 minutes queuing for 13, hopefully when I come out, Rita will be fixed and I'll be able to get straight onto that with a small queue. So it could work out well for me, this. Right, now into the 13 queue. Now I'm nowhere near the ride yet, but this is where I think 13 starts. So 13, the story is that you're going down to the woods. The motto is if you go down to the woods, you better not go alone. So obviously it's got a great soundtrack down here now. And as you can see, this is the queue line for 13. You are down in the woods. 13, when it was designed and built, obviously they really did think about it. 13 is actually hid away from the rest of the park. There's only very select chances to get views of the ride from the park. I will try and get some off-ride footage of what I can. You can only see the first drop, but other than that it's all hid away in the woods. I've just done 13, the time's 10 to 11, so I'm doing well. I've done 13 and Wicker Man. Both of them are known for their queues. It was nice on there. I met some lads on a school trip from Blackburn. They were credit to the school. I mean, it was polite, it was asking a lot of questions. They'd never been on 13, so 13 has a large surprise element on it, which I'll go through now. So 13 coaster, like I say, set down in the woods. You can't see it really from the park. I will try and get some off-ride footage of what you can see, but it is set away totally down in the woods. You go onto the ride, it's themed really well. What I would say is looking a bit decayed in areas, but yeah, it's themed really well. It's down in the woods. You go on the ride, it's 2 seats to a row. They are quite small, the cars. It's worth noting if you are a larger person, it's quite a snug ride. I mean, I'm not the biggest of chaps, but even I find it quite small, 13. The track layout, you go up a small incline, it's 65 foot tall. Go to the top and then it goes through some basic elements. I mean, there is quite a sharp first drop on there, and then you go round some twists and turns. There's nothing too intense. I'd call it a family coaster. And then you go into the shed. When you go into the shed, it looks as though the ride's about to end. I mean, a few people, like I say, the Blackburn lads that were on our train, they thought it was the end of the ride. You go into the shed and then it goes pitch black. Then what happens is there's a large noise, a large cracking noise, and the track falls from beneath you. It drops about 30 foot. Once you've done the drop, then you shoot backwards. There's a ghostly figure appears in front of you. Like I say, it's a haunted experience, full immersive experience on there. Shoots you backwards along some basic twists and turns. No upside down, no loops, anything like that on that coaster. And then back into the station after another small launch. A really good coaster. Scare rating, I'd give it a 7. There was someone on my ride who was absolutely petrified. The whole experience, I think, got to her as well as the ride. And the theming, I'd give a solid 8 too. So that's 13. Right, I'm going to go up to Rita next and see if it's open. I have seen it testing, so fingers crossed we can get ourselves on Rita. Rita is currently still down, but I'm actually waiting outside. I spoke to the ride operator, and she has let me know that hopefully soon it will be open, so hopefully we're keeping on track. Well, I can happily say that Rita is reopened for the second time today. I'm leading the queue at the very front of the queue, so that'll be a nice quick straight through. It's only 11 o'clock and I've done 3 of the ones that are known for queues. I'll have done Wicker Man, 13 and Rita. It's surreal doing this, leading the queue. For the second time today after I led the queue at Wicker Man as well. Well, I'm fresh off a front row ride there of Rita, so far today we've done 3 coasters, all front row. So I've done Wicker Man, 13 and Rita all at the front row, which is a great experience. Rita accelerates from 0 to 60 in 2.5 seconds. It's a great coaster, it's a good fun coaster. It does get a lot of stick online, but it's not a bad coaster. I mean, scare wise, I'd give it a 6. The theming, I'd also give that a 6. What I would say about the theming is it's a bit mixed up. They've tried to theme it in as best they can. I mean, now the storyline is that you're trying to escape from the dark forest on Rita. Its original theme was the racetrack, which I thought felt like it fitted better. The racetrack's the same as Thorpe Park Stealth. Now just get some off-ride footage of Rita. So that's 3 big coasters down. It's just gone 11 o'clock. I'm quite happy with the progress I've made. Like I say, I've done 3 that would cause potential problems later on. It's really getting busy now. Now I'm going to go down into Forbidden Valley. I'm going to try and do the 2 of the big ones. I'm going to try and do Nemesis, Reborn and Galactica. Both great coasters, so I'm looking forward to that. And then I'll be 5 out of 10 done, and I think then I'll stick off for some dinner. Right, over to the Forbidden Valley. Just one more thing, if you like to see what you see today, can you please make sure you like and subscribe? It'll help me and help the channel grow. Right, let's get over to the Forbidden Valley. I've just looked at the app. Forbidden Valley is where the queues are starting to hit. They're both at 70 minutes, Nemesis and Galactica. I mean, I was prepared for it today. Obviously, like I say, it is school trip day. So we've done well to get them 3 rides in. And then so we'll go across the Forbidden Valley now and get them on 70 minutes, which is going to be a long wait. I've got X Sector after dinner. I've got a bit of a plan in here now. X Sector is going to be after dinner. X Sector, we can cut corners there. So obviously Smiler, the Gerstlauer coaster, has got single rider, which will hopefully speed things up. And Oblivion's always quite quick anyway. So hopefully that'll save me some time. Right, I'm just going to cut through the gardens, cut corners literally, and then we'll get down to Forbidden Valley. See you in there. Just walking up to Forbidden Valley now, walking down towards Nemesis. The reason why I'm just doing this bit of video, I just feel criminal walking past Nemesis Subterra. Nemesis Subterra obviously reopened last year, it's a great ride, but it's not a roller coaster.
Within the Nemesis containment zone.
So we won't be doing it today.
Cameras and mobile phones are strictly forbidden whilst riding Nemesis. Failure to follow these instructions may result in your ejection from the resort. Thank you for your cooperation.
We're going to try and talk over the safety announcement. Like I say, cameras are banned from the rides. That's a Merlin roll, so it'll be the same at all the Merlin parks. Now Nemesis is currently in 65 minutes. I'm going to go down to Galactica and then come back up. I've also, I think Galactica's at 70 minutes at the moment, so we'll come back to Galactica. We'll come back from there. There's also work ongoing on the Project Ocean area. Don't know if you can hear me in the background. Might have covered that in other vlogs as well. Right, let's get down to Galactica. I've just waited 60 minutes for Galactica, but it's done. I said I'd do it. I wouldn't normally wait 60 minutes for Galactica. It's a great coaster. It's a lay down coaster, and it comes down, you'll see it. There's Galactica. Like I say, you're in a lay down position. It's lovely and smooth. It's as smooth as the day it was built. It went in 2002. I wouldn't really call it a scary coaster. I mean, I'd probably give it a 5 for scare rating. Theming, the theming's good. The theming I'd give a 6. However, I would say, I mean, obviously no science in this, I'm pulling numbers out of the air, but what I would say is the theming's very out of place. I mean, those that are familiar with the park, so you've got Forbidden Valley now, which is around the alien that is Nemesis. And then you have Galactica at the bottom of Forbidden Valley, which doesn't really make sense. The theme around Galactica is space and flight and things like that. It is out of place. A lot of people are calling for change in the closed season. Whether or not that's going to happen, we don't know. We don't know of any plans. Like I say, I mean, it's still got its original colour scheme that it had in 2002, the light blue colours. But a great coaster. Like I say, it's definitely worth experiencing. But I wouldn't normally wait 60 minutes for Galactica. Some people love it, some people hate it. I'm sort of in between, but that's Galactica. Right, after Galactica, I've come slightly up Forbidden Valley. I'm now going into the Nemesis queue. The good news is, in the last 5-10 minutes, the Nemesis queue has dropped down to 45 minutes. So I'm hopeful, if we keep going as we are, we'll get all 10 done. I'll be totally honest, you know, I might have to use Fast Pass. If I do, I'll let you know. But at the moment, I've done it all properly. You can probably hear how out of breath I am. But at the moment, we've done it all properly. Like I say, I've had some dinner in the queue line. So now we're going into Nemesis. One thing I would say about Nemesis, obviously Nemesis Reborn, since it's been redone. All the areas have been redone. The theming in the queue line is absolutely brilliant. I'll just spin the camera around now and we'll have a look at the queue line. Things like this where they've really gone over and beyond, so obviously you've got the sandbag, but there's a centrepiece, which is the gun. The story of the Nemesis, it's a creature that's been disturbed during the excavations of the site where the roller coaster is, and it's gone absolutely berserk. You do see reference to that in Nemesis Subterra. Like I say, I won't be filming Nemesis Subterra today because it's not a coaster, I'm just doing the coasters. Nemesis, probably one of my favourites on the park after Oblivion. It is a world-class coaster. I mean, I'm going to go on it now, but I mean, I can tell you now the scare rating probably will be up at the top. You'd probably say 10. And since they've done the glow up on the Reborn area, I'd say the theming as well, I'd also say 10. I mean, in the theming, you've got helicopters, you've got obviously actors which go to the theming. They really have gone to town with the theming. They've done a real good job. What I'll do is I'll just break off the queue. I don't know what this space is going to be, but this is the ride. Obviously you get these great views of the ride now. They've changed the queue line so you come up over the top. Before you used to go straight down into the station. Now you can bring your ride around the path at the top. Right, I'm going to get in the queue. Like I say, it's on a 45-minute queue, which is quite long. And there's no single rider option on this either. The only single rider on Alton Towers at the moment is Smiler. So we can't cut any corners there.
Sedation levels decreasing.
the park really is busy now. I'm struggling to find a quiet spot just to collect my thoughts. So I've done Nemesis, like I said, in row 4, so that was middle of the train. A really good ride. Definitely stick to what I said, so I'd give it 10 for the ride scare rating and 10 for theming. The whole ride, so your queue line is obviously themed to the Phalanx and the story behind the Forbidden Valley. Really nice queue line. It takes you across the top of the valley now, so you can see great views of the coaster. Once you finish with the queue line, you go into the station, which you're inside the Nemesis Beast. So inside you've got all the veins and things like that. It's all superbly done this after the retheme. Now the ride. So Nemesis is a B&M invert. It was obviously originally built in 1994 and rebuilt last year, retracked. You go down a small drop, gets you enough speed to do the elements. You go across, there's a lot of elements to Nemesis. I mean, yes, there's inversions, there's a loop, there's a 0G roll across the station, and there's a really fast downward helix as well. But I love the downward helix, and that's just at the front of it. You can see it off-ride brilliantly. So overall, yeah, 10 out of 10. Now where we are today, we're halfway now. We've done 5 of the coasters. The good news is we've done 5 of the big coasters. Queues are now large. My next stop is going to go into X Sector. Now I'm hoping to cut some corners in X Sector. I'm not cheating. I'm going to go on single rider Smiler, and then hoping to go on Oblivion, which is a throughput machine Oblivion. I mean, it's very rare it gets a queue. Right, on to X Sector. Just while I remember as well, Nemesis was actually advertised at 45 minutes when we went into the queue line. It went straight up to 60 minutes when we got in there, 65 minutes I think it was, when we got in there. For some reason, I don't know how, there was only 40 minutes in there, so fair play Alton Towers. Operations are good or what's happened, but yeah, I was only 40 minutes queuing for Nemesis. That was really good on a day like today. Right, now down into X Sector. I'm just going to go across the park via the Gloomy Wood. But it's meant to say I won't be going on Curse of Altamanic. I'm doing all the roller coasters, but yeah, Curse of Altamanic is a classic. It was redone last year. We like it in there, but not for today. I just walked past Runaway Mine Train that's on a 15-minute queue. I was going to do that and change my schedule, but I'm not. I'm going to stick to my schedule. I'm going to go down X Sector and get them polished off now. And then once I've done the 2 big X Sector ones, that's the big coasters done. And then it's just a mopping up session, so then you look at some of the smaller family ones. So there will be the Runaway Mine Train, Spinball Whizzer, and I'll even do Octonauts if I have time. Octonauts obviously is a junior coaster, great for the smaller riders. I have asked a member of staff today if I'm allowed to do it. I am allowed to do it. So yeah, I'll cred to cred, as they say in the industry. I'll cred to cred, and I will do the Octonauts roller coaster. I've just checked the ride times again. Oblivion, it's been having downtime today, but it's open at the moment. But it's one to watch. I don't know if it's the wind causing the issues, but Oblivion's been on and off all day. I will try and get it if we can to complete the maximum 10 coasters that Alton Towers has to offer. But that's the only concern I've got at the moment. The other one is obviously Smiler. That can be prone to closing if it's really windy. Obviously safety is the most important thing. At the moment they're both open. There's a lot of these videos, so obviously I'm trying to walk while I talk to keep the rides coming. The park is really busy now. I mean, Mutiny Bay is really busy. But I'm going over to X Sector to see you in a bit. Dropping down into X Sector now. 2 great coasters in this section. You have Smiler, waiting in 2013. It still holds the world record for the most loops on any one coaster in the world. 14 loops. It's a Gerstlauer Infinity, similar to the one at Thorpe Park, which is Saw. That's a Gerstlauer Eurofighter. As well as Smiler, you have Oblivion. Oblivion was the first vertical drop roller coaster in the world. That went in 1998, so it's a lot older than Smiler, but it's still a great coaster. It's my favourite. One trick pony, but it does it really well, that's what I say. Right, the queues at the moment. The queues for Smiler at 100 minutes. I will do it single rider, try and speed things up. And then, like I say, Oblivion's a throughput machine, so I'm hoping to get Oblivion quite quick. But yeah, I'm going to try to see this out. Looks like other people have got the single rider idea as well. We'll see how we get on. This is certainly going to be interesting. So, the proper queue is at 100 minutes plus. It's actually going to go to 120 any minute, the man just said at the front. And we're going to go single rider. Let's see how much time we can save doing the single rider option. I mean, it's always a popular coaster, Smiler. You will always find it is busy. This morning I was going to do Smiler first, but I chose Wicker Man. They're both on the same sort of level. Right, I'm going inside. A good result there. Smiler completed. Smiler, like I say, it's a 14 looping coaster. It's been in the park now since 2013. Really good ride. Scare rating, if you don't like going upside down, it'd definitely be 10, but overall I'd probably give it a 7. It's a great experience. The theming is a very strange theme. It talks of marmalisation and things like that. It's an optical procedure. It's a strange theme, but it fits in well with X Sector. I think that's the whole X Sector feel is supposed to feel, strange and unauthorised access, somewhere that you shouldn't really be. That's the theme of X Sector. So, like I say, Smiler, I did do it single rider. I said I'd do that. It's not a cheat. Instead of spending, it said 90 minutes on this, it said 100 minutes on the queue. The person said it'd go up to 120. We actually got through in half an hour on the single rider. So that just shows you, using the single rider, how much time you can actually save. It cut out my waiting time down by 75%. Right, next I'm going to go over to Oblivion. It's not far to walk, so hopefully I'll get that done quick. And then we're on track to complete all 10 coasters in one day. Oblivion's just behind me. There it is. So let's go to Oblivion. Just as you come off Smiler through the shop, which is just on the left, you do get a great viewpoint of the coaster just at the bottom. As you see there, going round. That is Smiler. Exposition food area in X Sector is looking really busy. I did cover that in my previous vlog. A really nice addition to the park. I went through all the prices and everything like I said in the previous vlog, but I'm not doing that today. I'm now going straight over to Oblivion, which I'm afraid is on a 45-minute queue. That's really long for Oblivion. I mean, Oblivion's normally one of the shorter ones, so I am going to go into a 45-minute queue now. Let's go. Just walking around the queue at Oblivion, I am hoping that it's faster than 45 minutes. I have had this before with Oblivion, but it says a time and you do get through a lot quicker. Now I'm trying to have a look up the queue line, see how far back it is. I don't think it's that far back. So we'll have a look. Just waiting for Oblivion. As you can see, the cars are going around empty. We just had a look on the app. It is showing closed now, so again, Oblivion's having downtime. That's been going on and off all day. That's probably why the queues are 45 minutes, but I'll keep waiting. The queues are queuing up now, the cars are queuing up, as you can see. Hopefully giving them all a test run and then getting through. I'm just coming through the arcade. Those that are familiar with the park will know that I've been on Oblivion. This is where you come out. Fantastic coaster. Like I say, probably my favourite on the park. The anticipation and everything, the intimidating views. It's a one-trick pony. Like I say, it's just a big drop. It's a 85-foot drop, vertical drop roller coaster. There's no hidden elements to it. Oblivion, anything like that. There's no loops. There's nothing underground. There's nothing, that you wouldn't know about. You see it all above it. It does go underground at the bottom of the drop, but you just come out the tunnel. There's nothing fancy underground, and then straight round onto the brake run. What I would say today is, obviously the queue was quite long. We did have a bit of downtime on there, and operations-wise, we was queued up on the brake run for a while. But I think that's because the station's a bit chaotic today. There's a lot of students here on trips, but they've all got bags and things, so it was chaotic in the station. Right, I've done 7 of the 10 roller coasters now, so I've got 3 left, and I'm happy to say that the 3 of the smaller ones, so hopefully the queues will be the same. I have Octonauts, which is a junior coaster, which I'm going to leave till last. I will try and do it though. I've got Runaway Mine Train and Spinball Wizard. So on to the next. Just on my way across now to Runaway Mine Train. I realised that I didn't give Oblivion a score, so scare rating, I'd definitely say for those that are quite faint-hearted, it's definitely up there. I mean, like I say, it's intimidating. That few seconds when you're coming down the drop, there is no other feeling like it on the park. I mean, you obviously get massive airtime coming on the way down. So I'd give it a 9. Theming, like I say, it's been in since 1998 now. They have refreshed it this year. It's had a little bit of a paint job. It's a good, strong, well-themed ride. Like I say, it's got a soundtrack and videos playing. The original videos. One thing I would say is some of the claims on the videos are quite strange. The most technologically advanced ride there is in the world. Now, obviously, things have come a long way since 1998. But it's still a great ride, so I'd give the theming a solid 8. The next ride is the Runaway Mine Train. Those that know the park will know it's been in since 1992, so it's one of the older rides. It's obviously blended in brilliantly now. I mean, obviously all the trees and vegetation have grown around it. It interacts brilliantly with the River Rapids that went in together in 92. John Wardley, legendary John Wardley, designed the whole area. Now it's showing a 15-20 minute queue, I think, now on the app. For some reason this one doesn't have a board outside telling you the queue. So let's get on. Runaway Mine Train, describe it as a fun coaster, it's a family coaster. Probably see it here going around. It has got a phrase that they all say as it goes around the laps. You'll have to say choo choo. It's on 2 laps today, obviously, because the park is busy. But on a quiet day, you can sometimes get it on 3 laps. The queue's moving well, so hopefully we won't take too long. And then we're on to the next ride, which will be Spinball Wizard. It's worth just looking at some of the theming there that I've just noticed. I think it's fair to say that there's a little bit of rust on that theming. But then if you stood out in the rain since 1992, I'm sure you'd look a bit rusty too.
Hold on a minute. She sounds like Edie Crawford.
Waiting for my train on the Runaway Mine Train. My turn next. Behind me stands the Runaway Mine Train. I've just done my ride on there. It's a while since I've been on that one, must be a year or 2. A great family ride. I mean, obviously it's not one of the intense ones, it is one of the older rides in the park now. Theming, I mean, as you can see, it's looking tired in areas. So some of the theming in the queue line especially, it's sort of farming machinery. It's very, very rusty, some of it's rusting away. But the actual ride, you can see it's all made of wood and it's, you know, made to feel like you're on a mine train. Great interactions around the ride with the rapids. You run alongside the side of the rapids and you even go through a tunnel together along with the rapids. They're going in the opposite direction to you. We was lucky enough to get a boat going in the opposite direction, so we all, you know, give each other a wave. What I would say is I'm not the biggest of people, but I'd say I feel about 55, maybe 60% of the car. So they are quite snug, the cars. So if you're a bigger person, it might be worth trying to get a car on your own. And certainly probably not getting 2 people in one car, you'd probably struggle. Right, that's 8 of the rides done. My scare rating for Runaway Mine Train, I'd give it a 4, and the theming, I'd give it a 6. But like I say, it's one of the older rides, and it's a nice family ride. I've mentioned on this video that it is school trip season. I mean, this just tells the stories. This is obviously where all the students do meet up. Tower Street is absolutely packed. A lot of them will be starting to go now, leave the park. But like I say, we have only got 2 rides to do on our 10 ride challenge. Hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you are, can you please make sure you like and subscribe and help me and help the channel to grow. So Spinball Wizard. It's been Spinball Wizard, then it was Sonic Spinball Wizard, now it's Spinball Wizard again, so sometimes I do refer to it still as Sonic. Obviously it's a spinning coaster. Those that are familiar with the roller coasters in the UK will recognise it. It's the same as the Dragon's Fury at Chesington World Adventure. They've got the same sort of coaster in Chesington. The one at Chesington is more spread out around the park. This one's obviously a very compact design, which is good for the spinning. What I would say is scare rating, I'd give it a 5. It's a family coaster. You do tend to get more spinning though if you are sat on your own on one seat, so obviously I'll do single rider, I won't have anyone sat next to me, and I will get more spinning. The theming of the ride, there's not a lot of theming to it now. I must admit it's still got the original colour scheme from when it was Sonic Spinball Wizard. It's still designed, but I think it's themed that you're going around, that you are in a pinball machine. But there's not a lot of theming left. There's games around the queue line and things like that, but they have been broken for a few years now. Rumours are that this is the next thing to go in Alton Towers. It's on the edge of CBeebies, and there's rumours that they continually want to expand on CBeebies Land. It's a real popular part of the park, great part of the park, CBeebies. And like I say, if it needed to expand it, Spinball would have to go. Right. Just waiting for the ride for Spinball Wizard. I'm doing the video now before I go on it because I'm running short on time and I've still got Octonauts. So I'll see you after the ride. Spinball Wizard's ticked off. It's a good ride. I mean, the scare rating varies from one ride to the next. I mean, I had a really good ride. It's been on it probably 2 seasons now, 2 years. But today it was. It depends which way you're spinning. I had a good ride on it. Got some good pops of airtime. I did a lot of the ride backwards, but like I said, it was only me on my side. I did spin round. Now that's 9 out of 10. It leaves 1 left. It's the junior coaster in the park, and that is just behind the other side of the fence. Octonauts roller coaster. There it is going round. Where is it? There it is. So I'm going to, not up over the fence, but literally, but I'm going to go around now and have my last go on Octonauts. And that's all 10 coasters wrapped up. I know I'm covering coasters today and coasters only, but I just want to mention I'm just walking through CBeebies on my way to Octonauts now. It's an absolutely amazing area for the young ones. The music, you know, the paintwork, the floors are painted, everything, absolutely brilliant. Definitely worth visit if you've got younger ones. Like I say, I'm getting butterflies in my belly now. It's time for Octonauts. Describe it as a junior coaster. Scare rating for this one, well, I mean, yes, you are off the ground. I mean, it does go probably 20 foot into the air. You are off the ground and you are moving, but other than that, there's no real scare element to it. So I'd give it a 2. Which obviously, if you've got a small kid, that's what you want. And theming, yes, it is themed lightly. And I'd give it a. Well, it's got the Octonauts theming around it. Yeah, I'd give it a 5. I'm just at it now. But I am going to ride it if I'm allowed, and see what it's like, and see how it compares. I mean, you see a lot of these sort of rides on the travelling circuit, the Caterpillar coasters, things like that. So we'll see how it compares to one of them. Being the only junior coaster in the park, Octonauts can get busy on a busy day, especially at the weekends. I mean, it's not too bad today, the school trips are on, but obviously there's not a lot of young children in the park. They do their best to keep the children occupied. I mean, I've seen a queue for this one over an hour before. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, there is CBeebies constantly playing in the queue. It's actually Octonauts on the screen, so yeah, they do try and keep the little ones amused while they are queuing. There it is. Theme to the Octonauts theme. I mean, you can see there that the pace of it's quite sedate. But I'll complete my challenge and go on all 10. I'm a man of my word. So I'll see you on the other side. Well, that's it. I've just completed the 10th and final coaster of Alton Towers. It was Octonauts. I give it a 2 scare rating at the start, and I'd probably agree with that. I mean, probably a bit more pace to it than what I realised. Maybe a 3, but no, it's nothing intense. There is a nice water element on there, actually. It did do a water spray in the middle, which it's getting quite warm now, the sun's out. It was actually quite nice. But yeah, there's no real force or turns or anything like that. It's just a nice ride round. Like I said, I queued for about 20 minutes for that one, believe it or not. The throughput was quite slow. There was a problem with someone trying to do an online film. Obviously that's not allowed in the Merlin Park, so they had to deal with that person. Right, well that's all 10 roller coasters done. Like I say, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, can I ask you to like and subscribe? That'll be greatly appreciated. It'll help me and it'll help the channel grow. I'm going to walk across the park now and go out via the rear entrance over at Galactica. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.